Okay, this is Giroux 2001. Working on my YFZ450 Bill Ballance Edition. It's the 2007 model. And what I'm going to be doing today is drive chain adjustment and lube. Yeah, so basically, just to explain it really quickly, what I'm going to be doing is while the bike is on the ground, not lifted up, not jacked up, I'm going to be loosening these 4 screws in the order 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I'm done, I'll tighten them back in that same order. I don't know what the method to that madness is, but that's just the way I read it in the manual that I had. So once I get those loosened, what I'll do is using the same Allen key, 7/32, the same Allen key that I used to loosen these up. This disc over here with these 2 notches on it, it's good that from the factory it comes with these 2 notches to let you know how far you've adjusted it. Either you loosened it or tightened it up. Let me see if I can get it close in on that. See that? This disc actually down on the other side of this sprocket has a hole in it where I'm going to stick the Allen key in. Let's see if we can get a good shot of it. So this is the disc. Here's the 2 notches. 1, 2. And if you look down under the sprocket arm, you'll see that hole. And that's where I'm going to stick the Allen key. So I've already gone ahead and loosened up the 4 screws so that I can, finger loosen up that I can turn it with my finger. So I'm going to stick my Allen key in the hole. The bike is in neutral. The idea is that when I pull the bike backwards slightly, this sprocket arm is going to apply pressure to the Allen key, which is in the hole, and it's going to force this disc to rotate clockwise and tighten the chain. I can push the bike forward and it'll apply pressure to the back of the Allen key and rotate this disc counterclockwise and loosen the chain. So I'm just going to tighten it a hair. We'll check the play each time. You have to be careful. There should be some play, but you have to be careful not to over tighten it because you'll put unnecessary stress on the engine if it's too tight, and if it's too loose, you'll get skipping right up in here where it'll try to skip a tooth, and the chain could jump off the sprocket. Yeah. Something could get caught up in there and pop it, and then you really be in trouble. Alright, so I got the screws loose. The bike is on the ground. I got my Allen key in the hole there. You can use a screwdriver, anything you want. So I'm just gonna pull the bike back real slow, and hopefully you'll be able to see that disc move. Let me see if I can turn the light on. There's the light. See that better? See that move? Yep. Now let's see how much play we got. Whoa. Not much play at all. So I moved it too much. So I'll move it back some. Alright. Let's see. That's about right. And it's pretty much where I had it, because I had already tightened it. So it's pretty much good to go. Again, we'll just, it's pretty much good. So what we're going to do now, tighten up the screws in the same order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, like I said, they're finger loose, so let's get them past finger loose first, and then we'll use the Allen key. Again, this is 7/32 size Allen key. And I'm going turn for turn. I'm not tightening it all the way and then, oh, turn for turn. Turn for turn. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, there is a torque spec for this, and I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be pretty tight because they'll vibrate out otherwise. I don't have a torque wrench, so I just tighten them as tight as I can get them. 2, 3, 4. That's pretty in there good. And chain has a proper amount of tension. That's it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lubricate the chain. If you hadn't noticed, I don't know if this camera is good enough quality, but my chain is dry. And that's because I washed it yesterday and I let it dry off. And now we're going to lubricate it. So I got this piece of crap Pro Lift jack that I wouldn't lift the car and get under it at all. But it's good enough to lift my bike about an inch off the ground before it starts puking up hydraulic fluid. If anybody knows where there's a video tutorial on how to fix that, let me know. Again, the bike is in neutral, so I got free spin of the tires. That's the purpose of me lifting it up. Now, some people got this fancy $10 brush that they stick on here. It just sticks on like that, and they spin the tires and it'll lube it. Some people got a spray can with a little straw that sticks out of it that they spray on it. I don't even go through all of that. When I change my oil, I save the old oil. Got some Castrol 4T motorcycle 4-stroke oil, and I got a toothbrush, actually a travel toothbrush. So I dip my toothbrush down in the oil, I apply it here, and I spin the tire as I apply it. Pretty simple. It does the trick. And I lubricate my chain after every ride, so it's not an issue of whether or not it's an effective lubricant or how long it lasts and all that stuff. If it's good enough to lubricate the internal parts of the engine, which move at a whole lot higher rate of speed and experience a whole lot higher rate of friction than this chain and sprocket does, then it's good enough to do the chain and sprocket. So a lot of naysayers on using motor oil to lubricate your chain, but I really don't care. That's what I do. It works for me. You do what you do because I'm sure it works for you. So see if I can get a good angle on that, and then I'll do it. Okay, so I'm just dipping my toothbrush down in the motor oil that was changed after one ride. I also got a little shop rag down here underneath because it can drip off sometimes. And I just get the main part nice and lubed up. A nice liberal amount. I do the top of the chain and both sides of the chain. Both sides of the chain and the top of the chain. And nice liberal amount. I'm not worrying about spray off because before I'm done, I'm gonna wipe off the excess. I'm gonna wipe off the excess. And the reason why I use a toothbrush is so that it can get down in the sensitive components. And see, this oil has been sitting outside. It was a pretty warm day. warm day today in the 80s, so it's nice and loose, and it flows right down there onto the sprocket, down into the grooves. And the fact that I'm rotating, it transfers that lubrication to the front sprocket. So I don't have to worry about getting up there applying more. I just apply right here where I'm at. Top of the chain, sides of the chain. I never experienced any fling, like when I'm riding, it doesn't fling up on my clothes or anything. That's a good thing, because I know some of the name brand chain lubes, they do that. They do fling, and they even have a brand of chain lube that advertises the no fling formula. That's a bunch of crap. I use it on my sport bike and it flung. So I'm almost to the end of the dry parts of the chain, so that'll let me know I got the whole chain. Still got a few more links to go. Again, top of the chain and both sides of the chain, a liberal amount. It's running and soaking down through onto the sprocket teeth and into the rings of the chain, in between the different links. It's getting in there real good. Yep. And you would think that this oil would attract a lot of dirt, debris, and dust, but it really doesn't. When I wash my bike, I don't even have a high pressure hose or nozzle. I just spray it right off, and it just comes right off. So, like I said, there's a lot of people that will give opinions and suggestions and repeat things that they heard. I'm going to tell you about what I've done and what works for me. And so, as we can see, the chain is not dry anymore. It's nice and lubricated all the way up to the front sprocket. All the way up. Nice and lubricated. It's not dripping. Let's see. Tension looks good. Sprocket's lubricated. So that's it. And again, I'm Jeru 2001, and this is my 2007 YFZ450 Bill Ballance Edition, and this was a drive chain adjustment and lube. Leave your comments, rate, subscribe, like, dislike, anything. Alright, good night.